I must admit, I have been awfully negligent in my writing here of late. These were the words of Frank F. Hall, a young American infantryman, writing home after the war had ended. His letter, addressed to his sister, was more than just family news. It was a quiet testimony of survival. Frank's journey began long before he ever put pen to paper. In July of 1944, Frank arrived in England with the 80th Infantry Division. He was temporarily assigned to Coldsbourne, a quiet village that quickly filled with the thunder of boots, crates, and voices preparing for the next phase of war. Just a few days later, he was recalled to his unit. The rest of the journey would be anything but quiet. In France, Frank fought in the hedgerows near Saint-Lô, where shattered trees and cratered roads marked the battlefield. From there to the Falaise Gap, where Allied forces encircled thousands of retreating Germans. The road to victory wasn't straight. It was bitter, violent, and soaked in rain and blood. Frank wrote, "We were at Saint-Lô, Falaise Gap, Saint-Sever Forest, the Battle of the Bulge. Each name, a scar, but nothing compared to the Hurtgen Forest. A month on the front lines, snow, mud, trees splintered by artillery fire. It was here, amid the frost and fury, that Frank was wounded. Yet he stayed." He wrote, "We stayed on the line there for a little over a month. It was freezing all the time. That's where I got hit." Still, he pressed on. In December came the Battle of the Bulge. Frank's unit was the first to be hit during the German breakout. Chaos, confusion, and a bitter retreat. But they turned and struck back at Bastogne. There, amid the wreckage of tanks and trees, Frank fought side by side with the men of the 80th and the 101st. In early 1945, Frank's division was assigned to support French forces in the Battle of Colmar. The winter cold remained, but the tide had turned. The French government would later decorate Frank's unit for being the first to liberate a sector of the town. Another hard-won moment of pride. His final battle would be in the Ruhr Pocket, one of the war's last great offensives. There, Frank wrote of capturing a German captain's pistol, a grim memento of survival. "I have an automatic pistol for Jean. I got it off a German captain, the Ruhr Pocket," he wrote, "but I can't send it through the mail." He had seen Paris, Brussels, Cologne, Dusseldorf, Bonn, Remagen. But Frank wrote, "I'll trade them all for any little acre of ground at home." And finally, in June 1945, he came home. He was honorably discharged from Camp Blanding, Florida. The war was over. He was finally home. Frank's letter wasn't just a message. It was a quiet testimony. He thanked his sister, praised her care for his wife and child, asked Jean to save him a bed. He signed off with a touch of humor, a touch of longing. "So long for now. Write often, and maybe the black sheep will be with all of you again soon." To the soldiers like Frank, who walked through the darkest woods of history and still found their way home, we remember you, not just for your battles, but for your words, for your love, and for never letting go of hope and home.